Good afternoon and welcome to Monday stream part 5. I think it's part 5, yeah, part 5 to the headpiece. Right, so now we've actually got this to, now this is like left overnight to glue. I need to actually mount these babies on. Right, so without further ado, we are basically going to have to burn a channel in there, so I can't really cut it with a Dremel to recess these in. Now we basically, this is going to be trial and error, and this should work. Fingers crossed, he says. Just basically going to take this kind of stuff away. I actually need a new Dremel barrel as well. I've had a bit of a tidy up, so what I've done is I actually reconfigured this table to go this way, so you can actually see with this camera here at camera 1. Of all the progress we've done so far. So, dragon's horns, headpiece. I'll need to actually just basically tidy all these cables up because these cables get bloody everywhere. Right, I need to change the sanding barrel on that baby because that's actually basically going to explode. Right, goggles on. Let's go. So we're waiting for the wood burner to warm up. To find out how it would help to actually switch it on. You idiot, Andy. Now yesterday I thought basically was wearing just a hoodie and a t-shirt, and boy was it freezing, especially when the sun goes down. Now, surprisingly enough, I ordered it when I went off yesterday, some epoxy sculpt, which comes in 2 parts, which I need to actually profile these, right? So, because like the previous product, I actually basically haven't used it for a long time, it actually went off. It actually basically literally went lock hard, so I had to chuck it away. Now I actually reordered some yesterday, and surprisingly enough, it said deliver next day. It arrived just after I finished my lunch. So we've got all the kit, but first thing first, we'll get these mounted on here. Now this clay is actually drying out. You know, it's a little bit squidgy. But once the better weather gets here, I mean, if the weather was really extreme, like freezing, I would actually taking these indoors and leave them to actually dry air dry them, you know, with the central heating on central heating, so the room would actually dry. So they are getting there, but once they go solid, I can actually do a little bit more sculpturing with the Dremel to get me a bit more brutal as such. I'll actually sand off some of this excess warbler that basically is being missed by the wood burner. But this is actually left overnight. It's now glued on, so that's not going to go anywhere. And I just actually fitted it on the top of my head, and it looks good. I mean, you know, a male version of Lady Deathwing. You know, well, you know, a lot of characters do get gender swapped. I've seen like a male version of Harlequin. I've seen a male version of Tomb Raider's Lara Croft. I've seen a male version of Hello Kitty. Yeah, this guy I know who's like really into his anime. He actually dressed up at an anime convention in a sort of a dress with a apron and with a Hello Kitty mask on. So you know, that's the extreme someone can go. But, you know, for it, you go for it, I should say. Right, just going to leave that to warm up. That is actually hotting up nicely. Cool. So we're going to start the process of actually mounting these. Now I actually did some prep work this morning when I was tidying up the craft room, and actually basically going to cut a groove with the wood burning tool. As I said, I'm not risking it with the small disc wheel to actually cut that. You see, otherwise it's going to look messy. So a little 2 lines, so basically that actually was able to take 5mm and recess them in with some like crap tons of contact adhesive or even hot glue, you know whatever takes your boat. So this is going to be the fun bit because you know, this is like, as I said, previous streams, like making a headpiece is one of the great areas I've never done before. The only thing I've done for a headpiece is for my deathwing, and that was like a simple spiked crown attached to some webbing, like, which basically gets tucked under my wig, you know, the black wig I've got. Now I want to get my hair cut because when I basically go as deathwing, it's going to basically be a nightmare to actually put the hair in it over like long hair. If I basically get it short and tidy, it'll be absolutely spot on. Right, let's see if this is warming up. So we've got our wood burning tool, guys. Let's just basically move. I don't want to move this camera too far because it's on a sort of like a platform at the moment. So you can just about see, I think. Right, so what we're going to do is, where we've got this, where I've actually penned it in, that's going to make it literally, and that's going as we play. So I'm going to use this edge to recess it a little bit down. You know what? I went on Overwatch yesterday. Sorry, this morning, just before lunch, right? And the season's supposed to be ending. It's supposed to be ending just less than a minute. So I basically went on, did an open queue in competitive play, and it was, you know, the rule is, if you like got the 2x2 routine, like two tanks, 2 damage and 2 supports such as healers, it will work. Whereas we had like me as 1 tank, Arisa, and Mercy, Anna, and the rest were like Ash, Bastion and Hanzo. And surprisingly enough, we actually managed to get like the first, this is in Eichenwald, so we managed to get the first, managed to basically capture like the point to basically get the payload to like at least to try and get 3-0. We didn't. We ended up basically being ahead of the game at 1-0. We got just past the first point, so we couldn't go any further. So when it was our turn to defend, right, Bastion was actually by the pinch point, which is just by arch when like the enemy comes. And what happened was, I was putting the shield up, firing at everything that's moving. Their Torbjorn's turret got like destroyed a few times. Their Diva tried to come into the picture. She got gunned down. I basically destroyed its mecha, but somebody else actually eliminated Diva. Moy was a pain in the arse along with their Pharaoh. So we just held on for them to not secure the point to make it 1-1. We just literally held on, and I realised, I looked at the timer. That was 30 seconds to go, right? And we actually won the game 1-0. And that was like on a group that's basically got got 1 tank, 2 DPS and 2 support. Not like 2 tanks, 2 DPS and 2 support. So he managed to actually clinch it. That was like, you know. And of course I got the shot caller endorsement from one of the players. So that's literally getting in there. So this is going to warm up just a bit. I'm just going to turn this up a bit. This is got a little thermostat on here. Because I don't want to basically take too much off. because that's basically literally, I can actually try and get like literally halfway. One of the guys who I know who they do a lot of laser engraving in wood, right? And there was a sample of someone's work. He made 2 of them, and he wanted to keep one for his showroom. He does a lot of wood engraving, right? Using like a proper laser engraving machine. It's about £30,000, and you know. and the newer model I know my old company had was like you couldn't get it in the UK, you had to basically go all the way to the States, to the Surrey, to actually buy it, right? And it's a good investment anyway, provided it basically gets looked after, because they're like, you know, they generate a lot of dust, you know, particularly with wood, and also generate a lot of like fumes, and also oil, you know, particularly if you're cutting plastic with the film taken off. With the film taken off, it is even worse because it just flares up. You need a hot air gun. So he did this skateboard, right? And it was like Lara Croft, right? And I was actually going to get him to actually do one of my skateboards until I basically managed to get like a freebie and actually get it done without paying anything. That was a good call, that was. And of course, like the cosplay who got it mentioned me in the Instagram about how like someone has actually gifted them as a cosplayer, as a lot of well-known cosplayer who's actually got 3rd place in the championships, of getting a freebie, you know. Well, yeah, I don't mind gifting freebies to like well-known cosplayers. It shows you know. I mean, a lot of cosplayers who actually have GoFundMe, right? And I've donated, Ko-Fi, which is like one you can actually buy them a coffee if they've basically got a specific target for a project. And I've basically donated £20, you know, just to literally, it's just for materials. It's just for materials, it is Ko-Fi. I mean, you know, you've got somebody who's like a well-known Twitch TV creator, right? Probably he or she uses a computer for digital design, game design or anything like that. They know I need a computer. They haven't got the money, you know, and they are earning a good salary, so they decide to actually do a Ko-Fi page to actually raise the funds to buy a brand new computer, because they know it's going to be, the money they're going to get from like donations, like £20 here via PayPal, are going to basically help them on their creative way. You know, they're not going to basically not say anything. They're actually using that money, you know. Say like I've got a donation goal about, a bit like when you've got donations on Twitch. I was going to actually do a donation page for cosplay materials. You know, they are expensive. And to be honest, it does depend on your circumstances. You see, it does depend on your circumstances in the case that, you know, if you've got, I mean, we're okay here because the house is paid for. And the only bills that we've got is actually, the only things we have to pay for is keep the car on the road, right? The insurance, the road tax, the MOT, and also pay the utilities bills, right? So, you know, we're not paying any mortgage, but if you have got a scenario where you've got a reasonably good salary that you are having to like fork out for like rent per month, you know, depending where you live, it's understandable that you actually do that. None of us, you know, I mean, I'm not saying I'm born with a silver spoon in my mouth. The trouble is, you know, it's just that my father, he left us quite a bit of money between myself and my mum, and it's, you know, I haven't squandered it, I've invested it. I mean, I've got more to sort out with my dad's estate to get this place completely converted to a proper home studio. No more freezing cold, no more No more running the electric extension socket from the house mains to here. Right? So, you know, that's going to be about £4,000 or £5,000. You know, but it's going to be worth it because like the house will basically go up in value because you actually added a space that was actually doing sod all. So I'm going to use this to actually extend it so it's going to be really tight. I hope this will work. So what we're going to do is we're going to find my contact adhesive. Where are you? So I'm looking for my contact adhesive. I know it is. Oh, it's right on top there. So I'm going to have to reheat this again to actually solidify. Now it's basically a bit worried about basically burning this and literally destroying a perfectly good squeezing bottle. So I have to do this because of the room temperature. Right, let's just basically spill the air out of it. Right, so this is going to be like make or break, and I'm hoping this will work. It's the only solution I've found to actually get this to do a headpiece, but fingers crossed, guys. I mean, if I have to reconfigure this this base, I will have to. Right, it's just spread on this side of it at the moment because that's basically gone. So that's solidified, and let's just go and get the dragon's horn that's basically I'm going to use, which is this baby. So that is going to be that way. Right, so here goes, guys. So what we're going to do on this here, we're going to spread some contact adhesive on here. I know basically, you know, not, you know, just I mean, my friend has said, "Oh, why are you painting like that? Why are you doing this painting?" You know, because I said, "Look, Dillweed, right? It is not painting like your house with magnolia paint, thank you very much. It's an art form." You know? And he goes, "Why is all this detail? Why are you doing all this detail?" You know, it's like questions. I thought, hang on a minute, you know, you've got to make it pop. You know, I can't just basically have a plain dragon's horn and basically not create details such as like texture. You know. I mean, it's like those paintings once I saw in London, you know, in central London, right? And it looked so three-dimensional. You had like a sort of a cracked pavement, right, and like sort of rivers of lava. And it looked like, you know, you could just, you know, you look at it, your eye sort of, your vision reflects it like a sort of three-dimensional. That if you fall off the edge of that broken pavement, you're going to go straight into this lava pit. It was so realistic. That's like something like Salvador Dali did. You know, with the melting clocks. Right, so we're going to basically leave that to go off. And I'll make sure this is going to like fit. And we've just done the wrong thing. What I'm going to do is put some more glue on it. Okay, let's have a look. Let's just basically see where we are with this because I want to make sure this actually basically at the right place, not sort of cockeyed. So that's going to be there. It's going to be there. Right, perfect. So I've done the wrong edge. That's all right, I haven't done the wrong edge. So that's basically going to have to literally make sure it's glued on. I'm going to have to basically tighten, put this tight back. We're going to have to basically seal up this a bit more by putting like an extra bit of foam on this corner. So you're going to have to leave that to hold on to that. So you've basically literally got the bond. Right, so that is holding on actually, that's holding on. Okay, so far so good. So what we're going to do, we're going to basically hold it in place with some duct tape or decorator's tape. Shit. Right, so far so good. So far so good, fingers crossed. Better to actually do this and basically relying on gravity to actually keep this. Just as long as it is going to glue properly, which I can guarantee it will. Let's see if we can work on top here. And once that's glued in, I can actually heat bend this. So we missed out a little bit there. That's no dealie because we can actually trim this off as well, because I'm basically thinking outside the box here regarding this. Right, I must remember to watch out where that soldering line is going. So far so good. That's one dragon's horn mounted. I've got another 3 to do. Well, I can't complain because like these ones here, they were a pain in the ass to mount inside here. You know, they're basically held on with like strips of cathode foam underneath holding the holders on. Of course it's hollow, so it's no weight. Because on my first ones I did for Deathwing, my first Deathwing holders, right, they were so hard as rock. And like literally, it was so unbalanced in the sense that, you know, they were so top heavy. So I decided to actually use like the middle ones with like insulation foam coming in Warbler and put all this detail and plates on them. Well, there's no sort of like individual cold on them like this one. And then these were like basically foam tucked into shape and like put onto the belt stand to actually turn into dragon tools and covered in Warbler and plates. So literally, it was a little bit lighter. I mean, you know, I've actually worn it at a photo shoot and it's not too bad. And what I'm going to do now, I'm hoping this will work, I'm hoping this will basically take shape. So we've got that one in place. So we're going to basically do the other end here. Now, where is my drawing? So that one what we do is, we're basically going to heat this up. I'm going to sort of heat like the top of it up. And we're going to bend it up a bit. So face down, so literally it's going to go across like that. Then we'll basically reinforce it with a plate underneath there. And what I'll do is I'm going to get the marker pen. Here we are. Marker pen. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are. So we're going to make two. We're going to make one track down here, one sort of line, and I think we're basically going to have to basically do it that way. So. And bear in mind, we're going to get the wood burning tool and actually do the inside of this line. So there we are. A little bit of a curve, I should say. Okay. You're not like, wow, that must have been fun. You know, because it has, burn there. What? Now we're just stupid. Stop. 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 That's so far so good. You know, this is a bloody grey area for me, and I'm basically confident this will work. Right, so. That can go on there, that's basically hang on to there, so I'll seal that up, actually reinforce this a bit more. And what I can do is, once this basically glue is set properly, whoops, steady. Put that baby up on there so we don't know where the hell it is. I'm forever basically accidentally burnt, to be honest, I actually burnt through some cables. Right, so that can go in there. Let's put some glue on there. A little bit of layer then, just like smooth on the sides and on this side. I could use hot glue for speed. Hot glue's okay, but the thing is, it has a tendency to go off so quickly that you've got to really be quick. You know, with this stuff you can actually got one chance to put it in the position you want to, and then it will just stay there. You know, bonded permanently, not going to come off unless you like literally rip the whole thing off. You know, you have to start again. Really moist, really glue this up a bit. Over there for the time being.
Yeah, she's working on that tree yesterday. Sorry, receiving with cookies now. Small receipt. Cookies. See you all later, thank you.
Now I could actually reinforce this. I could actually put a panel across there and actually literally reinforce the whole lot with thermoplastic.
I know, I say some of the same things over again. Like sometimes I'll say the same thing 3 different times in 3 different ways. That's because I'm with people, so I kind of sometimes just have, you know, most of the people have it.
I'm just going to hold this and basically leave it to make sure it is actually bonded but still wet. Right, okay, so that's nearly done. So let's just basically get some tape. Crucial time this is, definitely. I'm dreading it in case it goes tits up. Let's basically make sure it's as flat on there. This is only temporary, this tape, so we're going to peel off. I don't want to sort of try and peel off, rip this off too much, because you leave tape on too much of the surface, like particularly decorator's tape, it will basically just, you know, you will have a problem. You can actually rip half the material away, you know, the glue joints, and I don't particularly want that to happen. Right, so far go. That's 2 of them. Now the other ones we have to really position these up like that.
Yeah, give yourself
Okay, so that's how we're going to basically do it. So literally one side, and look, we've got plenty of room, so that can go. Let's have a look. That can go round behind this spike bit here, and we do the same for that one. So we've got almost an even space. We've got a little. We don't need anything in the middle, so that's how we're going to do it. Shit, come away. This is going to be fun. This is awful. You have to really reinforce this. Do a lot of reinforcing work. Let's just get this back down there like so. What we're going to have to do is just burn a little bit off down here. There. This is when you need. This is like when you need like a second pair of hands, to be honest. So I'm just going to leave it like that because it's, you know, it's going to be. So that's what we've done so far, folks. So far, so good. Oh. Just going to leave it like that until to make sure these are literally going off. Let's just basically put this camera down like so. This is like crucial stage, definitely a crucial stage. Seriously, it's on my mind. I was thinking of ways of actually mounting these last night when I basically just after playing PUBG. Right, I must make sure that's actually on that stand because it's suddenly sort of slide down and actually burn a hole in the tablet. I'm just going to literally leave that to work its magic. Of course, I will have to leave that overnight to get the glue to really go solid and have to basically reinforce this. Right, so now, so good. That's gluing, So what I'm going to do is move this, get this off here, and get the hot air gun. Cool, that's basically bent. Get this here, and just take that, and that will literally, and I've basically got a way of actually gluing that onto there without having to basically do another mark, because what I'm thinking of doing is, any gaps here, we'll actually basically put a couple of magma coals with some lava channels. So basically have this will, like, you know, if you have a look at it, have all these plates up here, but on behind the crown have like little burned lava channel marks with orange, red and yellow, right? And then little little dot them with magma coals. So you basically get like a volcanic headpiece. Sorry, my brain's actually going into complete overdrive with, like, you know, creativity. So that's going to basically get, hopefully, right, so that's basically glued on, that's okay, that's basically, I can basically double check, I might have to basically put some glue on that, not glue, foam clay. So this bit here, I'm just going to heat this up, do the same as before the other thing, just heat this baby, heat this corner up, so that's, there we are, that's brilliant. And I can actually literally take that to the bottom, because it's going to be a lot of reinforcing I need to do. Take that to that, so that will basically literally stay once it's cooled down. So far, so good. Sorry, I'm moving about all the time, I do apologise, guys. Put you there, temporarily. I just wish I should have I could have actually used my mannequin, the torso of the mannequin on this. But using this wig stand has to do it at the moment. I could actually ask the girls from the BM department that sort of, I know from the fashion industry can actually supply me a wig head, you know, that I use for hats. You know what? I could actually ask my friend who's actually a top millinery designer, Miss Jane Taylor. Well, actually, she's got one of my t-shirts. She's got an extra t-shirt. You know, that's what happened. She goes to, you know, we were helping her to do a shop in King's Road, and I actually gave her a t-shirt. This is like one of the top millinery designers. You know, does all like these hats for like the Countess of Wessex, and also we did a hat design for Beyonce for a video. We did a hat design for Rita Ora. I'm name dropping here, I know, but. Now with these ones at the bottom, let's see if I can try and replace this. Let's get this off. Right, have I got another one of these? It's a burning question. This is it about to explode, this sanding head, so I need to actually go and get a new one. There we are. Perfect, done. Now where did I put that? Where's that screw go? Right, so I basically get that off. I think that is fucked. Excuse my language. Go to the Dremel case. Okay, what we got? Brilliant, we've got a fresh one. Cool. Right, so that can go on there. Find my engineer screwdriver. It should have a flat head on it. It should have a Phillips head on it. Right, the sun's out in this place, pretty cool. It's not as freezing as I expect to be. Right, that's on. Right, let's put that gravel in there because I think that's handy to have near there. Now, where are we going to have? Trim these off a bit here. Right, so third dragon's horn. So that's going to go there. And we're basically going to get the marker and just do a notch through there, but basically do the inside. So what I can do is now, I'll keep this bit here. And stretch it just a fraction. I need to make sure this is going to stay on here, definitely. Whoops, hang on. That's okay, that's okay, that's okay. Just double checking like the glue. I don't want to sort of suddenly like, you know, I'm just letting this dry. I'm going to take my time because this is like a very, as I said, this is a very crucial point of the cosplay. Particularly when I haven't, it's something that I've actually read up on, but it's trying to find the way to actually get this done. You know what I mean? So let's just basically double check that thing. So that's going to go there. So let's have a look. Let's basically get this up. Let's go and get my illustration book, right? Now, where are we here? Right, so we're going to basically get this horn to go a bit straighter. So the only way to do that is actually shoot this up. There's a lot of stake in this, to be honest. We're going to keep up the centre of it. You want to keep the point as it is. And that's the front. So it's the way when you see them done. the only way you might, I mean, the good way of doing this, right, if you actually find some goat horns, right, from a goat, you know, I would like to basically go around the deserts of like around Arizona or something like that, or Nevada, to actually go and hunt around for a longhorn skull. And me trying to actually trying to get it in, declaring it London Customs, and find out I have to pay X amount of money to get the whole lot gamma radiated, right? Because of like diseases, because there might be bits of flesh rotted left on it or something like that, or like all kinds of maggots, still feasting on dead flesh. I could just see myself doing it. Oh, hang on. That's getting there. That's getting there. Whoa. Right, just leave that to cool down, because that's basically, if I put glue on it, it's just going to basically go off just like that, and basically haven't got like that sort of window to actually make sure it's bonded. Yeah, go on, but it's things I have to do for like crafting. Never mind. I'm enjoying it. It's a learning curve. It's a learning curve, definitely. Right, so we're going to put this right, so that's done. It's going to be basically full of glue, but I'm going to basically spread this glue inside this recess here. Right, so that side, it's that edge there I've got to put the glue on. I suppose if this like now did another pauldron build, then all of this would actually basically, the pauldrons would have been cut out and then sort of stuck in and reinforced. I've really got basically put those LEDs in there, and they're popping off, put some stronger Velcro on there, I think, to secure like the pads. But I don't know, that's another to do. That's another to do this. This is going to stay on here. So basically link that tape there so it's easy to peel off. You have to go and get these tabletops done. I'll put an email to a company that's got a CNC machine to actually make you brand new tabletops. for all of these benches, because this is MDF and the damp air is actually causing them to sag. And I've already applied some wood preservative on them, which I had to get from Amazon, because apparently it was growing penicillin and it looked gross. Right, let's take this off. Right, I have to get a bit of, I'm going to have to get some wire to actually snap this off. Take that, there we go. Okay, just going to leave this to anchor this on. Oops, steady. I'm trying to hold this for a while until that basically bonds. Right, okay, so we've got a little bit more reinforcing to do, which is going to be inevitable, definitely. So that's the third one on. So I'll put that back now. Actually, I'm not going to yet, because I want to make sure that I might have to basically reinforce it again. And, oh shit, it's basically coming away. Okay, so I think that's sticking. Let's loop that like that. And put I know it looks a bit untidy, guys, but you know it needs to be done because I want to make sure it's glue on. Right, let's get the wood stand back up. Okay, so place that into there like so. So there we go, that's the fourth dragon. I don't think you can see actually. And once these are secured, I can actually sort of just mould them up, heat them up just a fraction to actually get to mould up and leave it to cool, and then we're done. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Right, so far so good. This is turning out as I expected, but there's going to be a bit more work to it. It's not going to be a 5-minute job. So that's okay. I will plug those gaps on so they actually make sense. I might be able actually. I might be able to basically do a bit more work on it and actually basically put another channel so that it goes around. So the final one, we've got to basically do a dry fit first of all. Measure twice, cut once. Measure twice, cut once. Now basically pull his tape back so literally that's tape just a fraction back. I need a fucking pair of second pair of hands. Right, okay. Hello, welcome, Passion Purple. Thank you very much for dropping by. Right, so, okay. Right, last dragon's horn. shit, but, bollocks. Sorry, I basically falling on the other side. I couldn't get to it. It's till this way. Bollocks. Hell. Hell. Right, so, bullshit. Ow. Right, we are making a Lady Deathwing headpiece. We are making this. the top end, the headpiece for it. So as you can see from camera 1, you can see what I've made. This is for a cosplay. This is for a friend of mine who's a nurse. Now she does some sterling work, particularly during COVID, so I decided to make her a cosplay. And she decided she liked the Lady Deathwing look. Now I've already done a cosplay for myself. If I can find like the other design. Where did I put it? Oh, hell. Sorry, my craft room is a bit of a mess at the moment. So what we've done is, I started this in September, and we've done breastplate, pauldrons, braces for the arms, and only last week I finished the mace. So all we've got to do for like the top half, so all of this up here is nearly done. So I've got to do this like face guard, it's easy, and I'm just doing this headpiece, which is rather, to be honest, it is rather a grey area, so I'm sort of winging it. So what we did was, we got a couple of these, what we've done is, we've got a couple of like headbands that you get from like a chemist or something like that, with the grips on them, okay? So we've actually glued them together, and we put some foam strip right across here, leave it to glued up, but we sanded this down because like the glue needs like a rough key, so we sanded all this down to like sort of like scratchy, glued this on, leave that to dry. Then we've got this crown, which is made out of foam and some thermoplastic, which is like done yesterday. That took me 2 hours to actually do this bit yesterday. So this took me 2 streams to actually make these dragon's horns. Right, now this is foam. It's made from a pattern, so they're hollow. So what we're doing is actually mounting them onto the headpiece. Then the progress, the stages are. So we've got the headpieces, sorry, the dragon's horns, which we've just got the last one to do. Then once we do that, we do all these little detail plates, little shackle. If you look at this one on camera 1, you can see this chain that's hanging down from like the pauldron. So we're almost going to do the same like that, like a little shackle with some spikes on it. It's going to hang down from this, from here. You can just see it there, that chain there. So, and also we've got to do another chain. Sorry, we've already done that one, beg your pardon. This one here, so we've got to do this as well. Now this is done in September. I've already done my own deathwing. If I just show you the Be Right Back into mission page, then you can see I've got photographs of my cosplays I did. Have a look at this. There you go. There we go. So the one on there is I completed last year. That's my deathwing. And that one is my Putrist from World of Warcraft. So these are 2 World of Warcraft characters. That's the one with the banner. That's my first ever cosplay. It's done about. This is the 3rd generation. This is about the 2nd remake I've done on that one back in 2019. So it's now on its 3rd remake, because I've done it sort of like Death Knighty style with LEDs in the pauldrons, in the bracers, and also a new mask, and also everything's silver now, so it's not that bone colour. That's an undead warlock. So this was started back in 2019 after the last Comic Con, and I've been working all the way through, hoping there'll be a Comic Con in May last year, but because of COVID nothing happened, so I had a whole year to actually do it. And then in October, when it was eventually finished, just around about Halloween, I got a photo shoot done. That was funny, that was. We had to go to, we got an old ruined church just up the road from me, right? It's about sort of 17th century ruined church, and we just basically packed the car up with the photographer. well, go for it. It's easy to do. You know, I've only been doing it. I started this at the end of 2017. It was just, to be honest, it was just going back to like the creative channel. So, to be honest, it was only for one cosplay I was going to do, and then suddenly all the community said, once you do one cosplay, you're hooked. What you should do, depending what character you want to, you don't. I mean, Putris was easy because you know I had to go and get a robe. I had to go and get a robe off Amazon and get it customised, which I did. All the rest was like learning, watching YouTube videos, and you know, learning how to do it. You know, it's practice makes perfect. Because you know, if you got the time to do it, I mean, I've got all the time in the world because I'm on furlough for my job. I don't know where I'm going to go back to work. So I'm not basically going to just sit at home zoning out, playing Overwatch and live streaming or PUBG. So I thought, right, you know, Saturday afternoon, one afternoon every week, every day of the week, and including Saturdays. Okay, depends what part of depends what part of the world you're from. It does depend. I use. Let's see if I can find it. Here we are. I'm not sponsored by them, guys. Oh, you're in the USA, right? Okay. I use this company in Europe. I use this company called Teague Supplies. They're in Thetford, in like east of England, and they supply all the foam, the paints, everything. There are lots of companies in the UK, sorry, in the USA that do supply, because that's what I envy about sort of America, right? Because we hardly any get of the top cosplayers coming over here. You know, there's been a few. I mean, I've always wanted to go to BlizzCon to actually, you know, showcase my cosplay there. You know, but if you want to go to BlizzCon, you know, you've got to get up early in the morning to actually, when they release the tickets. You know, I always want to spend 3 days at BlizzCon in California, or to San Diego Comic Con. You know, one of my friends from she lives in Maryland, right? You know, she was over here back 2 years ago at an anime convention, and she was dressed as a character. She was going to dress as a character from Tron, the Legacy. You know, like latex outfit, right? I can't remember the character name in Tron, but she was like played like by the programs. And what happened was her luggage was lost, right? And of course it's too hot to wear the latex, so she ended up basically going as like a female version of Sonic the Hedgehog. And what happened was, on her birthday, there was an artist in Camden Market that does airbrushing, right? So what happened was I sent her these 2 hoodies, like the Joker and Batman, all airbrushed, like custom hoodies. And I forgot to put my name on the package because she was living in Washington. She's now moved to Maryland. Right? She was going to New York Comic Con, so she put a photograph on her Facebook. Goes, I've got these 2 hoodies. You know, very handy for New York Comic Con because it's freezing cold. I don't know who they're from, so I said they're from me. Yeah, I mean, she does. I mean, you know, check her out, Annie Mia, right? She's one of the cosplayers. There's Ivy Doom Kitty, Jessica Negri, right? There's a few famous Comic Cons, few American cosplayers I know. Dark Lady cosplay. She does a lot. She's done stuff for BlizzCon. Aurora Kitty. She was in BlizzCon on the cosplay 2019 video as Sylvanas Ridrunner. So, you know, there's a lot of cosplays. And I just basically watch YouTube videos, right? And also get patterns. You know, I use a base pattern. I mean, this is my own design, but all the rest of this, like you see here, the corset, sorry, the breastplate, right, is from a pattern that a cosplayer sells online for about $4.99, right? You know, you can get. Hang on, I'll just basically send who I got these patterns from. this is the lady that does the.
I perfected the yoga of Satnam. Divine radiance filled my destiny. My master showed me the invisible path and merged in light. My lotus blue. Light flow everywhere. Effortlessly.
So they go, oh, well, oh, you can't identify this. Oh, so there's nothing. So there's nothing here. They go, oh, well, you can't pick up what that is. Oh, well, there's nothing here. So see?
I became the beloved when I learned how to love.
Because they know that they've shorted
People, I became majestic.
Yeah, this cosplayer from Germany, Kasumi Cosplay. She sells patterns of all the different things you want. Breastplates, pauldrons, you know, everything from that. You know, she sells them for $4. I'll just make it ping it to you. There you go. The patterns, right? I think I've hang on, sorry, I've spelt it wrong. Sorry. Do apologise. Shit. That should be. No, that's hang on. There we are. Sorry, that's right. And she sells all the patterns. Example. This is a pattern for a bracer. Yeah, don't forget. Oh, it's pt5. Sorry, hang on. Hang on. Do apologise. I've actually given you the name of the cosplayer that basically sells the sells all the patterns. Hang on. It's a Kamui cosplay. Sorry. I've got basically given you the wrong spelling. I do apologise. I'm just looking at her website now. Andy, you're an idiot. Akumi cosplay. She does. That's what she does. She just sells all like patterns and all that. This is like these dragon's horns I've done here is actually from this. You got like I've been using that one. If I can find it. There we are. So that's the patterns you can get. Right. So that's the horns, and basically she sells everything from like the bracers, the breastplate. Both female and male. You can have all different types. I've got a whole lot of them. I bought them all, saved them onto the computer. I just download them. Cosplayers in the UK have been asking me to actually send them patterns so they can use them for their ones. But I don't. I mean, to be honest, let's have a look. Cosplay Materials USA. Oh right, okay. There's a company called cosplaysupplies.com. Cosplaysupplies.com. I don't know if you can see that. Let's have a look. Right, and they're in America, but I don't know where they're based, unfortunately. Got it. Let's have a look. Contact us. Let's have a look. Oh right, they don't have a. Oh, they have a warehouse. Right, this cosplaysupplies.com. I've got warehouse facilities in Colorado, Missouri, and Toronto. And they sell everything. That's the only one I know from the US, unfortunately. So cosplaysupplies.com. They do Warbler, they do They do everything there. Warbler, foam, you name it, they do it. And it depends what thickness you want of foam. They're basically like US dollars for about 15. US dollars about 15. Sorry, in US currency it's $15 for like 24 by 36 inch half-inch thick foam. But you know, depending what thickness you want. I mean, I use 5mm foam. I've got to use a high density foam for mine. So it's cosplaysupplies.com. As I said, Missouri, Colorado, and Toronto. I mean, there's a few companies in the UK I use. Coscrafts, right? Which I basically I bought a wig off on, a black wig for my deathwing. Polyprops and Teague Supplies. And if you've got the tool, what you need for tools, right, is a Dremel, right, a hot air gun, and you can use a hot glue, or I use contact adhesive. Contact adhesive is good, right? And of course, you know, you pay like, say, you know, depending what cosplay you want to do, right? You know, if you want to do a female breastplate, right, you know, that Karumi cosplay, right, she supplies the female, the male, everything you want. You know, she even basically got like two booklets and actually install LEDs in them, right? You know, and of course these dragon's horns here, along with okay, this is a bracer, right? That's got an LED in it. Okay, that's got LEDs in it. There's LEDs in these dragon's horns as well, and in the mace. That took me ages to do. So, as I said, everything we've done. So, as I said, we're doing this bit. Let's crack on because I've got this last dragon's horn to fit. That's not heavy actually. Right, so what we're going to do is let's just go and get this. And of course, there's one bit on my Putris cosplay, which is I'll just show you like the new dress. This is like the Death Knight Putris pauldrons I've made. Right, it's going to have LEDs are in there at the moment. Right, okay, let's just basically switch them on. Find the battery hasn't got there. So you've got LEDs in there. You can't really see it because it's like quite dark, but there's going to be LEDs in this crystal here, which are going to be like sort of a going into sort of like a screensaver mode, sort of like pulsating. But I've got to program them. You know, that's usually like the strip LEDs, and that's like a. I've got the equipment. I've just got to read up on it. These are my undead warlock gloves. That's foam and warbler glued onto a normal safety glove you get from the DIY shop, and I basically put the bandages. So these have got like this is bandages I've soaked in black paint, leave them to dry, and put some some luminous paint on it so they glow in the dark. And they're quite, they're quite, you can handle a drink, So there you go. So that's what they look like. I mean, I've got about 3 cosplays on here at the moment. It's unbelievable. This is the newest thing I made. It's a plague grenade. Well, I've tried to do. I think I did. I'm not sure, but good point. Yeah, I've actually tried. I think I was in a rush when I basically went live to actually change like the category. I sometimes forget changing the category. They seem to expect I was playing Overwatch. I just shit. It's not. It's just a chatting video. Right. So where are we? So what we're doing is we're just going to basically get this wood burning tool. We're going to basically burn the channel. Now these are temporary, these are actually glued on, but I've got to secure them properly. Okay, let's just basically do this. I'm going to burn that. And to make a prop, right, if you're making a mace or something like that, you can use white PVC pipe from a DIY shop and actually mount all like the clad it in foam. If you're patient, you know. I mean, when I did my deathwing, I had a humongous backlog of painting to do. Okay, yep, okay, point taken. I'll have a look at that. I'll have a look at that. Thank you very much, Passion Purple. Good point, good call. I mean, when I first used Twitch, I was just basically streaming games. I thought, this is very underutilised. I thought, hang on a minute. Let's basically do some crafting streams. I'll have a look at it now. I will actually change that when I've got a moment. I'll probably do it tomorrow. But I did actually try to have a look at the... no, you can use... This is a wood burning tool. Okay, the wood burning tool. So what we've done is... let's have a look. I can show you. So what we've done is, to make it... This is like the head of the mace. So what we've done is, we've actually got some white plus oak foam. It's a bit like normal foam here, and we actually basically burnt these in with the wood burning tool to get this textured lava effect. Right, you can use it. It's good. It's a good thing. But you know, you can use a soldering iron. Trouble is, if I want to do some soldering for some LEDs, I have to keep on cleaning them top. So this is like a proper wood burning tool. So that's how we've done it. We actually burnt these in, channeled, and actually painted them white, and then put orange to make it pop a bit. And then this is like a sort of magma globe, and that basically comes off. So you can actually take that head off, and actually take it when you go to the Comic Con and put it together. So it basically that head comes off, you know, because it's made out of the material I use for the handle. Shit! Please respect my personal work. The material we use for that is, I've got to make a new mace for me, so we use this. This is like pipe. So what we've done is, with the pipe, we actually got this bit with the head, and actually can take this apart. So it's quite light, so it's not heavy. Because I've got to. This is my new mace, right? This is my new one, right? It's very light. Yeah, you get it from the DIY shop. You know, 32mm diameter. Good stuff. And of course, you got to sand it. I mean, you have to sand down parts of it to actually get the glue to. See, I use contact adhesive because it's more workable. This, however, this is my first mace I did. This is my first mace. It's really heavy because it's like very over-engineered. PVC pipe. Please refrain alcohol. Okay, sorry, my moderator's just basically deleted some of your. Oops, yeah, caps. My moderator from Streamlabs has just basically deleted it into the caps. You know, so that's the. No problem. It happens. Right, so that's the mace. That's made out of like foam and warbler, and believe you me, it's really heavy. It's really heavy. So that's a wooden handle. So I've decided to make it because I can't sort of carry it too much. You know, that's like, you know, so heavily engineered, man. And this is a new item I made for my Putris. This is a skull belt. If I can basically get it. It's not coming off. Better not do that. Shit, it's twisted. Shit. There we go. So that's a skull belt for Putris. and it basically got two hooks. So you can actually, you've got two hooks on it. So you've got the plague bottle, which goes on there. Okay, then you've got the plague grenade that goes on the other side. So you've got like a, you've got two props. There you go. That's made out of foam with a webbing sort of like reinforced at each section, right? So you know, basically it fits me. The other one didn't properly. It's very heavy. This way, baby, I'll make sure that's. I'll put that on top of the mannequin at the moment. So there you go. I do insane stuff. Sometimes the design I want to follow goes out of proportion because my over creation brain suddenly goes into overdrive and it basically goes insane. I'm on YouTube from MCN Masquerade in 2019 in October. I'm on YouTube at the Masquerade. You know, I'm just happy to take part in a masquerade. Mind you, they did give you a goodie bag at the end of it though, if you like WWF stuff. Right, now where was I? Now we've got to fit this on there. Right, so we're going to have to basically do a little bit of trimming on here. This is a Dremel, and it's got like an extension, so this is what it looks like. So let's just have a look where we're going to put this. So what we're going to do is going to do some notches on there. Yeah. See, having this, I've got, over the time I've done this, I've gone through 3 hot glue guns from overuse, 2 hot air guns, and this is my 3rd Dremel. I just overused it, burnt it out. So this, having this extension, right, is very, very handy because particularly if you basically got areas to do that. If you use try to hold it, use the main unit to actually Dremel, right, it's just going to slip. So with this, you can actually literally in control. It's like peeling an apple, right? You know, good investment for 60 quid off Amazon, £60, because my other one just basically went pop. It just basically didn't work. I burnt the motor out because it's one of your workhorses. You know. It's one of your total workhorses, a Dremel, your best mate. So what do you want to cosplay Passionly Purple then? Have you an idea? Yeah, what's your plans for cosplay? You know, what's your project? Yeah, your project. What you want to cosplay then? Have you an idea? hang on, I just basically got to see where this is going to go. Right, so chop that there, chop that there. Biggest mistake with these dragon's horns, and I've been honest, right, is actually using a we're using 5mm. 10mm foam, you could not bend this. 5mm foam to get into glue can be a pain in the butt. However, using this material, Plasote, quite flexible, and it basically enables me to have it transparent with the dragon's horn I did on like the pauldrons there. So this is very flexible, but I'm using a high density, so I think Katsumi Cosplay actually recommends Queen of the Dan. Oh, what? One is that the one with Alia on it? The last, the film just before she passed away. Can't remember now. It's like she did a film, just before she died. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's last. I think it was like her one and only film appearance. Right, I've got this bloody Dremel, this wood burning tool. I'm very conscious of where to bloody hang it. Right, okay, on there. Right, so that'd be good. I mean, someone actually wanted me to make a Arthas, the Lynx King cosplay, right? But he wanted it free. I said, sod off, I'm not basically, you're not having this free. And there's no mates rates. Well, I offended him. I thought, fuck that. I'm not making free stuff because I'm not making, I mean, so far, this is for a friend of mine who's a nurse, right? She deserves it. She's basically front line, right? This is about nearly £200 I've spent on this so far. That's the last guesstimate. That's just on materials. And, materials and replacing tools and glues and extra paints. Let's have a look. Hang on, let's have a look at that Queen of the Dan. Let's have a look at that. Let's have a look at Alia's concert picture. Let's see where I am. Okay. Queen. Of the damned.
Hello, Detroit.
Oh right, yes. Let's have a look at the image.
Hello, Salt Lake.
I guess we're gonna finish cutting out this rose. Now that we've demonstrated all these things with roses.
Let's have a look at. Oh shit! Hang on.
Okay, gotta get ready for work. Yeah, I hope you have a good day, Prometheus.
Yeah, that looks quite cool. I mean, you could do that necklace and all that. You could do that in warbler, but it's going to be in instamorph. It's going to be very delicate. The belt, yeah, we could do that in foam if we wanted to, but the headdress. Oh yeah, that's you have to make some resin crystals for that. Yeah, I see what you're getting. Yeah, I see what you're going at. Yeah. You can make some, I mean, I know what you mean. I mean, the top is a bit skimpy, but it's nice though. You have to get some you have to make some booby cups out of very thin foam. Basically, do it that way. But I don't know what's on her head. I don't know what's the headdress. It's going to be like you're going to have to cast some resin crystals for that. Clear resin. You have to basically go and make a silicone mould. That necklace, I don't know about, but all the rest is like sewing. The braces are like simple. Yeah, the braces are very simple. Yeah. The belt and the there's a lot of detail on that. But it's going to be something that's going to be quite delicate. I can't sew for Toffee. I have to actually get my cosplayer friend to actually to make Deathwing's cloak for her and the shoe covers, because with the boots we're going to get some boots from one of the shoe warehouses, and we're going to put some shoe covers on it, some fabric shoe covers, and actually clad all of this in foam, right? And all these like little coals and basically dotted along with the like the greaves there. So it's a lot of work, and also you've got this like thigh armour to do as well. The belt is easy to do. So we've got the cloak. I've got to do a pattern, get the material, hand it over to my friend who's got the sewing machine. I can't sew for toffee, and I'm being honest. It's one of my weaknesses. Now, I was going to go to a evening course at the local college for actually how to use the sewing machine, but they cancelled it because of COVID. So I'm stuck at the moment. Right, so that's perfect. That's going to go in there. So where's my? Oh, right, let's just put this on here because I don't want to actually keep moving this around too much in case the rest of these things. These are glued on, but I put tape around to just basically reinforce it because I contact adhesive. It takes about 24 hours to actually go solid. This was like glued on yesterday. Took me, as I said, took 2 hours, but the you know, it's been left to dry since about 5 o'clock last night UK time. Sorry, and now I'll come back to it this morning. This is solid as a rock, so it's basically stuck on permanently. So what do you think? What do you think of this, guys? It's a bit safe, so it should fall off. Right, just got to see where this is going because like, this is the last dragon's horn I've got to put on. So that's basically got to find out. Got to make sure this is going to fit. So measure twice, cut once. So that's going to go in there. So all it is, it's a couple of like hair bands that you get from like your local drugstore, you know, the hair care department or supermarket. Glued on, it basically is going to grip. It's either that you're going to be mucking around with like elastic with a clip on it, and if you basically, you know, because like my friend's got natural black hair, right? I decided to actually, she's going to have all these, not going to have all these ugly buckles everywhere on her head. All caps. Yeah, when I finished my deathwing, I finished all the crafting last year, and I was just like knocking out everything from like the everything out, right? Boots, the works, and I had a huge backlog of painting. So it was let me see now, Saturday and Sunday, right? Crafting, right? Going to work Monday to Friday. In the evening, doing like 2-hour painting streams on Twitch, painting every single bit of the armour. And it's because it's like all in one colour, you know, silver, black, and silver, black, gunmetal, and also orange for all like the fiery bits, right? So I basically literally cleared all the backlog of painting. Now, with regarding painting on foam, I'm not sponsored by this, guys, but this is flexi paint, right? I'm not sure if you can get it, you've got to find it in the USA, right? This paints directly onto foam without using a primer, right? So where are we? Here we are. Every time I go to my suppliers, I always send me leaflets. So it's flexi paint. If you can find it in the US, right? And it basically paints it directly, it dries. And what happens is, when it dries, right? If you spray paint it, leave it to dry, and you bend the foam back, it will pop, it will crack. However, with this paint, if you bend it, it will basically stretch with the paint, so you won't have all cracks all over it. So what we got, once we get all this painting done, we then have to we then have to use this varnish to actually protect the paintwork. So basically, you know, because the paint does dry, but it's a bit tacky to touch. So we're going to basically applying to every bit of the armour pieces with this varnish. I'm actually going to go back to my suppliers and see if they sell it in spray can form. Saves me a bit of time. Right, so I'm just going to turn this. Hang on, let's just move this Dremel. I've seen some outstanding cosplays from people either using the coffee table in the living room, using a spare room, or even like on their in their room at the university, you know, in the halls of residence. Well, I've just got to leave this apart. I might have to refill this bottle up. Right, so that goes in there. That's basically it's done. Now, get our little. We can either use a spatula or, in this case, a bit of old foam and just spread this glue around. Of course, you can use hot glue, but with hot glue, it's so quick to actually, you know, you've got to make sure this is in position, because once it dries, you've got no chance of actually moving it. Whereas with contact adhesive, you've got like a first and second chance to actually shift it a bit, and basically leave it into place. It will stick. But with the secret of hot glue, when I've used hot glue, I mean, I haven't forsaken it. It's just that. When I basically use hot glue, I use a soldering iron to actually spread it so it basically bonds. Yeah, no problem. You carry on. You can lurk as much as you like. The other thing I admire about cosplays, right, is particularly like people who have to go from like New York to like the other side of the state, say California, Los Angeles or something like, or San Diego, is like they've got an epic costume, and I don't know how they actually get away with that being crushed in suitcases. I've got a solution for that. I use like a sort of a pop-up box that the exhibition's done, put all my cosplay there, into the hotel, take it with me on the train, because I only like, you know, I'm about sort of 5 minutes walk from the tube station, and unpack it in the hotel room. I've actually done that before. I've actually basically changed at home and actually was in cosplay from all the way from my house onto the underground, all the way to the exhibition hall for the Comic Con. Trouble is, I dread my costumes going out of the craft room, right? Because I know if something goes wrong, I can repair it. If you're in a Comic Con, right, you just don't want anything to break, do you? I did have some, when I first started, some Harry Potter cosplay, right, brushed past my armour or my putris and broke off one of the bone attachments off the pauldrons. I was really furious. But then I found a cosplay repair station and I had a hot glue gun. I can actually re-stick it. I just dread this going out the craft room, really and truly. You know. Mind you, I usually go, I mean, last year when I went on a Sunday. It was a lot peaceful, because up at the MCN on the Saturday in October, it was absolutely belting down with rain, and nobody got all the photographers, right? Nobody was actually going outside to get a photo shoot done. Whereas on the Sunday I went, which is like the 24th of October, I think it was. It was it was a day like this, nice and sunny. And it was even warm. And I basically didn't get back to the hotel till about 4:30 in the morning, because I went to the after show party instead of my cosplay. what sometimes happens, I've basically got out of the tube station, heading to the XL, and I'm basically waiting for my cosplay handler. Right, he hasn't turned up. He said he got like an early ticket, and I basically just wanted to basically compose myself and get ready to, get my ticket, get my phone out for for scanning for the ticket to get my wristband, and there's people asking me for photographs, and I just say you just got out of the tube station, out the train. Bloody hell, and of course 2 years ago. The security was bumped up with stormtroopers and Jawaras from the Star Wars going, move along there, move along. Right, so far so good. Right, just going to basically leave that to dry off a bit more because, hot glue I could have actually started working it, but I'm not taking any chances. Just want to make sure that's basically securing this thing. I've got a mannequin, but it's a male one, and I use it for, what I do is I will actually use it to actually put all the breastplate, to actually fix the breastplate to it, and the pauldrons, and stuff the booby cuts with tissue paper, because it's a male mannequin, not a female one. So far so good. We hope. I just really need to leave this glue to actually set a bit more. There will be some more gluing to be done on it anyway. Okay, this is the first time I've done a headpiece. Oh boy, why do I have to do this? Right, so what I'm going to do is take some of this tape off and be right back. Oh shit, I didn't want to happen. Fuck. This is too delicate to do at the moment. Shit. And we are back. Okay. Now, I don't know how to bloody move this, man. Because I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pry this tape off this one here. We've got to reinforce the underside, and so I'm going to have to basically put some extra base pieces on here. Just going to do one by one. This is really delicate because I just held together with a line of glue. Jesus. So that's okay. So, okay, let's have a look. Right, just peel this one off here. It might look a mess with the decorator's tape. It's there for purpose to keep the glue on, to actually make sure the glue's bonding. Right, so what we're going to do next is we're going to get some 5mm foam. This whole bag contains all of the offcuts. I don't chuck them away. I just basically keep them for like making small stuff. You know, because you spent the money on it, but high density foam costs a lot of money. Is actually quite pricey. Depending on the size. High density is really easy to cut. You can get this is CF100. You can get CF45 and 65, but the low density one, it's easy to bend, right? But when you basically cut it with or sand it with a Dremel, you're going to get little bubbles and everything like that. Whereas with the Dremel, you can just get a nice smooth line. That's a learning curve. That's how I've learned it that way, to be honest. Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to basically put a section around here, but we're going to basically make this. Right, let's highlight this. Right. I don't want to sort of keep moving this all the time. So basically going to do a line around here. Right, so okay, we've got a line there. So I've basically got to reinforce the underside of this now. And you need a really good pair of scissors as well. These look like they're basically able to chop fat off steak, but I got this from the DIY shop. It's one of the best pairs of scissors, and also good a knife, and making sure that your knife has that you do change the blade, because when you're cutting with a blunt blade, you can go, you haven't got a clean cut. And what we do is going to basically put a notch there, right, then going to get the hot air gun. Oh Ben, I've done 2 hours of this. 2 hours putting these bloody dragon tools on. This is just now for the reinforcement before I start with the detailing. It's when you finish the major fabrication that you've got all this detail to basically look, attention to detail. Right, this is going to be a bit noisy, this Dremel. I wear the safety glasses for a reason, because the sanding barrel on here, it was so worn down it started ripping and it exploded, right? And I had the glasses on and this thing just going boing, right? And if I didn't have those glasses, I would have been down hospital now trying to save my eye. So, you know, that's sort of safety really. I don't want to sort of have an accident sort of like while I'm streaming, like sort of, you know, losing a finger, or sort of burning my hand with a hot air gun. Right, so we're just going to basically heat this up a bit more. This is going to be like a cap going to go underneath here to support this. We're going to glue this on to this edge here. We'll basically glue all around now, and we'll basically leave that in place, and that will basically hold that up a bit and basically give it a bit more strength. We're going to have to really reinforce this, because, you know, it's just been held on to sort of bit glue until I basically get this, until I get to reinforce it a bit more. So hopefully that should fit. Okay, a little bit more. We need to basically bend that just there, heat that up. If you wanted to make, I mean, 5mm foam is ideal for like making a base breastplate. And then if you want to add detail, you just basically layer it on with like extra patterns. I mean, I've done it with like the breastplate. You know, I've actually, you know, reinforced it with these strips here with the extra foam on top, just getting like sort of a background. There's fire on there. You can see it on camera 1. Just make to snap that there. That's better. That's almost. One of the cosplayers from the UK, she entered the Overwatch cosplay challenge, right? It's like held in it's like in Europe, and it's like Russia, Spain, I think Italy, Germany and the UK. She went as Orisa, right? You know, the gun and everything like that. And then the Russian one, they did a full-blown diva cosplay. You got the girl to dress as diva herself, but the actual mecha they built totally from scratch with the guns, and they're able to move it around on a frame with some casters, so it's like life size, you know, like actually in the game. It's amazing. That'd be a challenge to actually make a diva mecha. That'd be brilliant. That'd be a challenge. That'd have to be made out of like aircraft alloy and fiberglass panels sprayed pink, and get all the details and everything. You can get the guns to actually fire, joysticks to fire the, you know, joysticks in the control in the bigger control panel, you know, even with a little rabbit on them. Yeah, that sounds good. It's a lot of work though. Now I'm basically literally lapsing my concentration here, talking too much. No. And after this I'll finish. I'm going to get something. I'm not finishing yet. I've basically got another hour to go before I basically need to go and get something to eat. I'll basically play some PUBG. Right, so I'm actually carefully tip this over. I'm going to leave it on here, so hang on, let's basically get some tape on that ball that's coming. That's not basically ripping itself off, but I don't want it to sort of suddenly fly off. Okay, let's just hold that, put that there. Right, let's put a tape on there. This is so fragile, this is. Right, let's just take Lady Deathwing out of the way. So I've basically done that. And I can actually see where I'm basically putting this cap. Right, so we're nearly there. I'll get some glue on there. Yeah, so this friend of mine who wanted an Arthur's cosplay, I quote him, it's going to cost you, if you want like the weapon, all the LEDs in it, even like the smoke machine, right, which is the secret of, to make a smoke dry ice coming out of the costume, the way to do it is actually change the polarity of a e-cigarette. So instead of like inhaling, you make it blow out, you know, with the e-liquid. So you have like e-liquid capsules to actually make that dry ice effect. There's one person that did a Jinx cosplay in League of Legends for an anime, right? And she pressed the button on the weapon, right? And like the mouth opens, she got the dragon mouth to open, and like dry ice dust throughout it. It was amazing. You know, I thought, wow, the detail people go into. Yeah, trouble is you know, someone said to me, oh, you're taking on too much of a project, Andy. Right? And they said to me, there's so much doubting Thomas in this world. Oh, you never do that, you never do that. You just try me, mate. There are my other friends, he wanted to see my artwork, right? You know, my paintings and all that. He goes, well, I haven't got rid of it. They're all my deviant website, for Christ's sake. You know, you're going to have to look at the website. I don't carry a whole portfolio, you know, around with me. I just basically, you know, once I complete a painting, I actually upload them onto my gallery, and there you go. And get praise from like llama coins or something like that. Right. Okay, so that's glued to that. Cool. That's going to be glued to that. Let's just basically get some more glue onto the other side. Oh, Ben, I sound like a bloody kiddies crafting program here. So we're going to have to reinforce this, definitely. Right, so I think I might have to refill the glue, definitely. That's another to do onto my to-do list. Right, so that's getting tacky. Right, just going to leave that bit there, and basically plug that into there, and then basically literally leave that to dry. Get the hot air gun to actually wrap it around the base of this hole so it doesn't sort of flop around. Then we're good to go. So I have to do the same for that, same for that. So I'm keeping it on this side at the moment. I don't want to sort of have too much pressure onto this. I'm actually dreading this will work. Headpieces are not my forte, to be honest. I'm being honest. Right, so that is there, that is glued, that is like stuck on there. So we're going to get the hot air gun, gently wrap this around here. Wrap that around there. That's basically go. I mean, to be honest, you know, I just love streaming. I'm not if I don't get affiliation, I don't get affiliation. You know, I'm just utilising the program that is just very underutilised, you know, for just gaming. Whereas if you do a crafting stream, it's more fun. You know, I've been streaming for about well over 500 hours. I've got one more criteria to get to affiliate, but you know, I'm not in any hurry for it. To be honest, you know, if it comes, it comes. I'm just going to basically heat this up a bit more under the other side. Right, so that's basically warm. So that's basically literally more rubbery. So glue that, secure that to that, and then just leave that main area to dry. And then once that's basically done, I can then basically glue these into place, put some more tape on it so it's actually really reinforced. Right, let's have a look. Right, stand back, I've got to put this turntable around. So, that's not bad, that's quite, you know, I'm quite pleased with that, I'm quite happy that's basically coming away, shit. Let's put some more tape on it. Squeeze that into place. That's better. Right, that will bond, definitely. So that's a little bit, okay, well, it's either that I've got to like rip all of this off again and start again. Do I or not? No, I'm going to have to basically take it as it comes. Yeah, I can see if I can actually basically get the wood burning tool down here and just try and do like a... Right, okay. Oh God, smell of burning foam. You can use those yoga mats made out of EVA foam, but they have a tendency like to heat up very quickly and burn. Okay, there might be, you know, £12 for 6 sheets of about 1200mm by 1200mm, but the only drawback is with these 10mm EVA foam mats you use for yoga, we've got interlocks. You've got one side that's all knobbly that basically sits on the floor surface, and if you basically wanted to make a breastplate, you've got like basically like one pattern of breastplate, mirror it over. You've got to basically sand off all the bubble knobbly bits. So best way to do it is actually get high dent, you know, foam like this, both smooth each side. That's depending on the budgets, depending on like, you know, it depends what budgets you've got, you see. Right, okay, we're going to basically do some, I wonder if I should basically put some hot glue on it. Because I'm going to basically refill this with more contact adhesive. Do a bit of a glue alchemy. Because I've got a huge tin of the stuff, right? I don't want to sort of keep the tin open, so I basically put in these like squeezy bottles you get from Amazon for about sort of say £5 for 2 large bottles, and pour it in with a funnel. Because like contact adhesive is expensive. You know, I think it's about 30 quid I paid for that. So I'm basically going to brush off on there, because what I'm going to do is put some foam clay around certain areas and sort of fill the holes in and basically mould it. I might even actually put warble around it to reinforce it more, but that's a bit overkill because you know, I don't want it to sort of like be too heavy for like my friend. She wouldn't sort of forgive me. Because you've got to wear this for, you know, costume like something like this. You know, you've got to wear this for like a good, you know, from about 9 o'clock in the morning if you've got early entry, to about say, you know, late, you know, probably next morning if you decide to basically hang on to the after show party, which I've done. I just can't wear the same you know, if something, you know, if the cosplay is, you know, if it gets broken or something falls off, like you haven't got like the means to thing, you're just glad the Comic Con's over, even though you could probably go have con blues, right? You know, have con blues, and you know, when I get home from the Comic Con, I just can't wait to go back into the workshop and actually start, you know, repairing it or making new bits. Right, so I basically glued that bit onto there, so I'm just going to hold this until it basically starts bonding. And I'll have to leave this for at least another 24 hours now. I remember I was up at the Coscrafts stand, you know, another UK cosplay suppliers. I spoke to the lady there. She's a cosplayer, right? So I always like to see like people's work, you know, work in progress. And I asked her about you know, I want to buy a wig for my deathwing, right? You know, so she got a nice black wig for about, I think it was about 40 quid, right? And I was talking to her, right, and the guy comes up to me and said, "Oh, can I get your photograph?" So she goes to me, "I'll hold your banner for you," right? You know, I got a Forsaken banner which I basically take as Putris. I go, "No need." So basically, in my bag, get the little metal stand which has got a hole in it, plonked it on there, and she got the photograph. Now I have to really like leave this to cure properly tonight. I don't want to sort of try and do too much on it, because like this is like one operation that's basically crucial. Right, take that. Maybe I should actually put the hot dragons on first. Never mind, it's basically done now. Right, so what we could do here is that one basically is glued more and more. This one here, that one we're okay. So this one we can take off here. This is like the one that's got the broken horn, which are going to have like the shackle and the chain around like this edge here. I'm going to take all this tape off. We're going to have to put some more tape on it anyway. Oh, come on. Don't want to sort of take some of the glue off. That's it. Come on. Don't bloody break on me. That's perfect. Oh, thank God for that. Right, so that's okay. So what we're going to do is, right, so we're going to have to basically do something with this now. Right, chuck this bit away. Let's go find some fresh EVA foam. Perfect. An off cut will do. Right, so got a bit of a. Okay, so that I can sand down now once it's basically dry. Okay, got a little bit of a gap there, so take off that. Take off that, and then you're going to basically put that okay. I think what we'll do is, right, let's just have a look how we're going to do this now. So we can actually, right, so that's curved up there, that's cool. I've done that, pre-done that. I don't really use, right, so we can actually put that in now. No, think Andy, think. There we are, that would do. Just cut there. mean, I've had somebody from America wanting me to do a Demon Hunter from Diablo 3, right? And that's good. That's quite a good costume. You even get like, even make like the crossbows and the crossbows as well. But the thing is, she didn't have the money to get it done. You know, she couldn't pay me. So I basically said, well, you know, do keep it in mind. But it's a lot of work. A lot of work. It'd be a year's job to do. You know, a costume like that. Right, so that's going to go in there. And just a little, that's basically, I've done that sort of flop off, so that's there. So what we do is, that's basically coming out. Now if you wrap it, if you cut it there. Right, so we've got like our line. Right, turn this baby off. Cool. Excellent. Right, great news today, my epoxy sculpt arrived because I can actually profile these spikes to make it a little bit more brutal. I have to sand down some of that warbler with some quick wet and dry and apply a thin layer of epoxy coat to get like a sort of a ridge. shit, hang on. Oh, right, I've done the inside. It should be the inside, you book. Honest to God, Andy. Is it? Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I've done it right. So glue the inside, glue this side here. God, Bennett, losing the plot here, totally. Okay, we've got a little bit more generosity on the glue, but you know, the more glue you had, let's just leave that to go tacky. Let me bond that in. Try and hang on. Wait a second. Right, okay, so right, so that's going off. Cool. That's what I like to see. Right, tape, where's the tape, tape. That will give it a helping hand to secure it. Right, I'm just making this bit here. Right, okay, here we go. So okay, well, I might be able to do something about, I mean, I could actually heat bend those up so make them like that. But now really truly I'm going to have to leave this to set overnight. I don't like doing this, but it is not sort of hard going, but it's you know, it's an area that I've sort of, to be honest, I've sort of winged it. You see, I've had a look at YouTube videos to actually see how to do, like Jessica Neely's one, to actually make a headpiece, and I'm quite, yeah, well, trouble is, you know, I've got to make sure these are strengthened a little bit more, especially around like the other side there as well. Going to leave the glue to dry and basically do some more tomorrow. So there you go. We've done part 5. So I can't. Let's just get this camera. This camera's not making shine. Okay, that way. Yeah, perfect. So there we go. That's what we've done so far. So that's. I thought there was a gap in the dragon's horns. It's either that I've got to basically do the whole lot. I'm not going to do the whole lot again. It's going to have to be tidied up a bit more. I could basically do the whole lot from scratch, especially these dragon's horns, and actually do it in like a thinner foam, such as 3mm. But again, I haven't got any 3mm available. I've got 2mm, but that's going to be too sort of like a fragile. It'll be easy to craft them, but I'm going to leave it as like that. So we'll see what happens, because we've got along each one I've got to fill the gaps on some of these a bit more. So I mean that's no dealing on this one, because I can get the I've got plates. I've got to put let me see now, 3 plates on these middle ones, and there's no more plates on the ones. There's just a shackle on that one with the chain, and 2 shackles, 2 bands with spikes on this horn. So it's, well, where there's a solution, there is never a problem. I'm very positive. A lot of people who try to get into doing this, particularly like sort of, you know, who basically trying to copy people. I haven't copied anyone. I basically asked the tips. I basically learnt from those tips. I basically cracked on with it. I mean, I do prop making at film studios. It's part of my job. You know, trouble is I'm not working because of like lockdown. So yeah, trouble is I'm actually instructed to actually make what the film wants, make what production want. You know, as props. You know, I'm not there to actually mess around with foam and make my own stuff. You know, that's what basically got me the job. You know, so I saw my portfolio of like my armour builds, and I wanted to go there full time, well, 3 days a week. So that's what got me the job. You know, just like that. I mean, my old job before that was like delivery driving for a plastics fabricator. And basically, I wanted to basically get home a certain time from work and do a bit of crafting, right? And basically all day in the week. You know, all day at the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And so it was affecting me. And I just had enough. So I decided to basically take a break and carry on with this, do a bit of temping work. Then cap it all, the lockdown came in place last year, so you know, what can I do, just sit around zoning out on TV? No way. So that's what we've done. So I might have to make these a little bit uppity a bit. I think that probably needs to be reinforced with a band underneath it. I say, yeah, I'll do like a reinforcing band up underneath this, so it's like strengthened a little bit. I think that's the best idea. I mean, this is 10mm high density foam that's basically holding this together on this headband. So some more. I'll sand that back, cut this, sand this down to here, sand that down, sand this bit down here exposed. So we've got some sort of like contour, so put like a U shape there, so basically like literally thing. Then any bits that are basically missing, I might, this is bare here at the top behind this spike crown, so I'll put some like a couple of magma coals and some lava channels, so it's like, you know. So there you go, that's what we've done so far, folks. We'll be back on tomorrow. I've got to go and get some lunch, sorry, some dinner. Thank you ever so much for watching, guys. Thank you very much for Passionately Purple. I know you're probably still lurking. I hope that sort of information is useful to you when you come to do your Aisha, Queen of the Damned by Aaliyah. So, without further ado, guys, I'm going to have to go. So, thank you very much for watching again. Have a good evening, wherever you are in the world. So, bye for now.